You cannot use discipline to try to change a narcissistic person. You cannot punish a narcissist into becoming something other than what they are. We have the saying that when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Discipline and punishing works good for changing habits. I mean, you can discipline a dog to stop pooping on your favorite throw rug, teach it to go outside instead, but at the end of the day, it's still a dog. Now, with narcissistic people, you might be able to discipline the behaviors, but you're still going to be dealing with the narcissist. Let's talk about this. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We. Now, before I continue, I want to let you know that I'm here to support you. Down in the description box below this message, you will find access for one-on-one appointments with me. In addition to that, I have a brand new life coaching program where I teach every day, Monday through Friday, live with questions and answers. Now, my coaching program is 100% live. It is not pre-recorded material from 2 years ago that you get to sit back and watch. I am taking my time and I am spending it with you each and every day, teaching, and together we are getting deep into understanding and healing who we are and our place in a toxic world full of narcissism. Now, today, we're going to be talking about how it's not possible to use discipline and punishment to try to change a narcissistic person, friend, a parent, or even an adult child. Although some of you may have this idea that, no, it's possible, people can change. This confused idea is what's going to land you in this pocket and chain you up and shackle you into this place of, I'm going to stay in there, I'm just going to discipline them. I'm going to punish them. I've got to do something. Why? So they can change, so they can become something that they're not. It's not possible. A narcissist is a narcissist. Listen, one of the greatest messages I have delivered to date was yesterday. If you have not seen it, and it's not only because I am wearing a unicorn costume in the video, which I am. You could check that out for yourself, but it's the message. And in that message, I'm trying to get people to steer away from even looking at diagnoses like narcissists and psychopaths and sociopaths and narcopaths. And the reason is because it really confuses the heart of the matter. And the heart of the matter is that people are different. We are all different. We are not inherently the same. We share a world. Much like the animal kingdom, you have bears, deers, lions, and sheep. The same is true within humanity. You have bears and deers and lion and sheep. The best thing that you can do in this life is to identify who you are and where you belong and learn to recognize the voice of your own kind. That was yesterday's video. I'll put a link right here for you to watch it. And at the end of this video, I'm going to make sure to include an end screen with that video on it, because I want you to watch that video and let me know what you think of the unicorn costume while you're watching it. All right. The point of this message, though, is to talk about how disciplining and punishment is not going to work out for you. Not now, not ever. Not with your parents, not with your narcissistic relatives, narcissistic siblings, narcissistic adult children. Your discipline and your punishment will not do what you think it can do. As I said earlier, discipline, punishment is fantastic. It's great at changing certain habits, maybe, or maybe certain behaviors. If we take into consideration what law enforcement is all about, it exists because law enforcement, government, whatever, understands that there are elements that wish to do their own things. There are narcissism, there are traits, there are personalities that will never change. And the best possible way for people to get along is to simply discipline certain behaviors and habits. In other words, they can stop somebody from breaking into a house and stealing because there's a threat that if they're caught, they're going to jail. That stops the behavior. But does it change the person? No. Is it likely that that person who is a thief will try and figure out a way to do it without getting caught? Yes. Why? Because it's the nature of the person. This is some deep territory that we struggle to dive into, but we need to. One of the reasons that we desire to know if they're narcissists or whatever is because we think there's a chance that we might learn how to discipline or help them or change them. No. Disciplining, punishment, it only works with behaviors. That's it. But at the end of the day, you're still dealing with the same person. There's no changing the person. And what I'd also like to add to this conversation is this. When you realize you're in a relationship, and it doesn't matter who it is, it could be narcissistic parents, it could be adult children who are narcissists, it could be coworkers, it could be a husband, it could be a wife. The moment that you are in this relationship trying to discipline, trying to punish, it's pretty profound. You're making a profound statement. What you're saying is, I don't like them. I don't like that behavior. I wish it were different. And what's even more astonishing is you wish they would be like somebody else. Who? I'm going to challenge you to answer this question. When you're trying to discipline or if you want to punish a narcissistic person, who are you hoping they will be more like? Anybody? Anybody? That's right. You. You see, inside, we are wired to look for intimacy and connection with people who are like-minded at the very least. Again, this goes back to yesterday's message. We're looking to hear our own kind. You're naturally wired to look for your own kind, and when you're not with it, even if it's your own parents, even if it's your adult children, even if it's coworkers, even if it's your husband, if it's your wife, when you're outside of your own voice, when you don't recognize what you're dealing with, your desire is to change it to be more like you. And guess what? The narcissistic people are doing the same thing. Wolves are doing the same thing. Be more like me. The bears will do the same thing. Be more like me. It's no different. So it's impossible for a relationship to work like that. An intimate relationship. And it will waste your life and waste your time because you will never change somebody into being a person more like you. The goal in this life is to learn how to navigate this world and identify through observation people who you can relate to. You can understand their voice and they understand yours. But not to punish. And typically, when you're dealing with narcissists, the final thing I'd like to add to this here is that when you are dealing with narcissists, things like disciplining and punishing is only a game anyways. Don't think for a moment that you're punishing them by going no contact. That's not even meant to be a punishment, right? People take ideas and principles like going no contact or gray rock. I'm not a big fan of gray rock anyways. What it does is basically tells you to be fake, to be a watered down version of yourself around certain people. Personally, I would rather have you be a whole version of yourself around the right people as opposed to being a watered down version constantly with the wrong people, right? At the end of the day, that makes you the fake one. You don't want to do that. You don't want to get in the practice of that. That's disturbing. It takes you away from who you are. Instead, look for the people who you should be associating with, right? All the time. But as I was saying, punishing through no contact, for example, which is not meant to be just a punishment. If you're using no contact with a narcissistic person as a form of punishment, hoping to change them, you're misusing it and you're entering into a game. It's like silent treatment, and all you're doing is just engaging with these people, and they're fine with that. Narcissistic people are fine with playing the silent treatment games with you, and you do it, and they'll say, oh, they're playing silent treatment, but watch this, in 3 months, we'll be back at it again, and then we'll go silent treatment again, right? So not only is trying to punish or discipline narcissistic people into changing for you, not only is it a waste of your energy, a waste of your time, and it's impossible to do, but you're misusing a lot of principles and things that are meant to save your life. Save your life meaning get you on a better path. And sometimes, quite literally, save your life. Listen, when you are dealing with narcissistic people, especially of the malignant type, the violent type, the hostile type, you don't want to mess around. Why would you want to contact them once every 3 months and to see if your punishment for them works? I mean, it's silly. It really is. It's entering into a dangerous game. So let's stop believing that there's a way we can discipline and punish and change narcissists. So for those of you who think that understanding their diagnosis means that you can punish them, right? If they're narcissists, so if I do this, 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 and this, it'll work, right? No. Let's remove any thoughts or ideas that we may have about punishing or disciplining or trying to change other people in general, narcissists or not. Let's instead focus more on self-discovery, move into the world looking for people who are most like us and where we belong. As I said before, I'm here to support you. Down in the description box, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. In addition to that, I have my new life coaching program where I teach every day, Monday through Friday. It's only $49, so get down there and get registered. And as I promised, I am posting this video right here. Click on it and watch it. This is yesterday's video about looking at narcissists, not in a way of diagnosing them, but understanding they're different. And also check out that unicorn costume. Let me know what you think. Watch this video and I'll be back with more videos for you right here on The Royal We.